rise for the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome. Today is December 10th, 2018. Can I have a roll call, please?
Missouri?
Here.
Basil?
Here.
Whalen?
Here.
Caprows?
Here.
Meyer?
Here.
Kraus?
We have minutes from the November 26th meeting. Are there any changes? If not, is there a motion?
So moved.
The motion made, is there a second?
Second.
There is a second. Any questions? Roll call.
Missouri?
Yes.
Basil?
Yes.
Whalen?
Yes.
Caprows?
Yes.
Meyer?
Yes.
Clerk's report. I remember this clerk's report.
It's not on this agenda.
I got it in mind. Okay.
I do
No
not
clerk's
have one
report.
because it's usually the second meeting of the month, and
He's
I
got it
missed
on.
it. I missed it.
Recognition of audience.
My bad.
Sure. Commissions, Beautification Commission, Matt isn't here. I don't know of anything going on.
I do got something for that. He said, we put in that memorial bench, and that's now mounted at Depot Park, and the memorial plaque for Paul Williams on there, mounted on it. So,
Fourth of July Commission, trustee Meyer.
Not really anything to report. I'm closing up the books for the year.
Youth Commission,
Also, really nothing to report. We do not have a meeting this month. Next meeting is in January, third Wednesday of the month, here at the Village Hall at 7:30. That's all I have.
Historic Preservation, trustee Lynn.
I don't have anything new. We do not have a meeting this month. It'll start up in January again, the third Wednesday of the month
Oh,
at the depot.
oh,
So,
I thought we were gonna have a party.
Finance and Administration Committee, trustee Lee.
Treasurer's report, Donna?
All right, the total of the village accounts at the end of the month of November was $3,188,060.26. The total of the commission and special accounts, $194,740.40. The total of all accounts together, $3,382,800.66. The total in general, $975,555.63. The total of the commission bills, non-AP payments, $748,867.12. There were two very large payments. One to Bisping Construction, $164,000. One to IHC for $336,000.
I'll mention the board previously approved those.
Yes,
We just paid them by manual check, they didn't run through AP.
correct. And that is the end of that.
Okay, make a motion approving the treasurer's report and the report of financial activity in the prior month.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second to the motion. Any questions? Roll call.
Meyer?
Yes.
Caprows?
Yes.
Whalen?
yes.
Basil?
Yes.
Missouri?
Yes.
Variance reports for the preceding months are enclosed for your review. And approval of the bills for the prior month are in front of us. There's some highlighted items on here that were paid today.
The amount we're paying is very high because of the bond payment and we're paying our liability and workers' comp for the whole year of 19.
Right. That's all. So is there any questions or concerns? If not, I make a motion to approve the bills for the prior month for $335,986.25. $342.26.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions or motion? Roll call.
Zurich,
Yes.
Basil,
Yes.
Whalen?
Yes.
Caprows?
Yes.
Meyer?
Yes.
Okay, the 5-year financial plan has been provided for review. The village administrator provided a draft of the 5-year financial plan for all board members to review over the holidays. If there is a need to have a committee of the whole workshop on the draft, please contact me. Or it can be held during one of the regular board meetings in January. This is a planning document, it's not a budget, but it's required as part of the bond rating.
You want to just book it now? Plan a board meeting now? First or second?
That's it first, right? I mean, that's typically
First
our
meeting in
short
January.
meeting. I mean,
Okay.
let's go over it.
So we have a committee of the whole after the regular board meeting ends, basically. Correct?
Yeah.
So that'd be the first meeting in
Maybe a
January.
whole or just a workshop. Whatever you wanna do.
Yeah, 'cause I won't be here the second meeting, so.
That's perfect. All right.
Okay, also Comcast advised the village of pending rate changes. From what I can see, most of the packages are going up like $3 on the Comcast bills, so that's new year. And that ends my report.
Thank you. Public Buildings, Properties, Parks and Recreation.
Did one comment the treasurer had?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just had one thing that I wanted to talk to the board about. We currently have the Ribbon of Hope checking account as well as the Veterans Memorial. In the Ribbon of Hope account, there's $320.85. My thought was, I wanted to ask your opinion of combining those two accounts and just creating a memorial preservation account. Basically, it would really be the benefit of the Ribbon of Hope account. If we combine the two in the future, any type of maintenance or improvements that need to be made, the funds would be available. Just an idea, and wanted to know your opinion, what you thought of that. Currently in the Veterans Memorial, there's over $11,000. So combining the two accounts together, memorial preservation kind of covers both of them in the future. Any ideas or thoughts?
Do we pay any monthly fees to have either of the accounts?
You know, we don't pay any fees, although Ribbon of Hope, we don't get any interest on. At our accounts, at the two checking accounts at Midland, we don't get interest. What I would do is I would take the Ribbon of Hope money, put it in the Veterans Memorial at First Community where we do get interest. It's only a few dollars, but it adds up.
You changed the name of the account.
That's correct. I would keep that checking account for Veterans Memorial, but I would rename it. That name is just our information.
I like it.
Yeah, the only income we get for the memorial preservations is when they sell bricks.
Correct.
When veterans close, they still had a significant balance, and we set up that perpetual fund. But I think it's smart to share it between both monuments, you have a preservation fund for both.
Yeah.
Okay. No issues with it?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. The village is gonna take care of both of them, so.
You have to take care of both of them regardless,
Yeah.
it wouldn't matter. I mean, even if one of the accounts went dry and we had something go wrong with Memorial, you have to fix it.
I'm for that, but here's the problem I have. Is that you had some pretty large significant donors into that Ehlers Fund for that veteran memorial. Not necessarily the Ribbon of Hope. I'd be fine with just closing the Ribbon of Hope and the village just taking on responsibility for the perpetual maintenance of it. It's a great thing. Any money that comes in, I'd say you just drop it into the fund or whatever from a brick sale or something like that in the future for the, Ribbon of Hope. And we just run it like we have been maintenance wise with the, Public Works or Parks, either way. But I just think back to when we opened that Veteran Memorial and some of those, donations that we got, and it was for a veteran memorial, and I'd hate to see any of that money go towards a different cause. I think it's,
On the same token, I had a thought, and this is a minuscule amount, so we decided that no, it probably would not be a problem. Was that does somebody buy a brick for that memorial, thinking that that money from that brick goes to that memorial for maintenance?
yeah.
Sort of on the same line
Right.
as you thought.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that was my thought too, you know, when we were just thinking about it. I think we probably should keep it.
I mean, if it would make it easier, I'd say, I'd be totally fine with just I mean, at $300 in there, just close that out and be done and drop it into a park fund or.
Yeah, I mean, we can
Parks or-
totally keep the accounts the same, you know, and
I
that's absolutely not a problem.
But that's another account that you gotta,
Monitor.
monitor and
That's
reconcile
the
every
reason-
month.
That's the reason we were trying to consolidate.
Yeah.
Or, you can, since there's little activity in it, bottom line is just keep track of what's in that account, where it came from and where it went, that's all. So like your deposit, where did it come from, so that if you had to go back, and you could look it up very easily and find out what money came from where, so that if there was so much money that needed to go somewhere, someone take it done that way too. Another way to do it.
But it's still titled, you know, the Veterans
I
Memorial.
would leave it as the Ayler's Fund. I mean, that's where the large donation came from the name, right? And we had some other,
It was the
Pretty-
start.
yeah, some other pretty large ones. And there's just so much more, well, I mean, not really, I mean, there's a ton of maintenance that could happen with both of them, but I think just the one, those were two different campaigns and organizing that, you know, I think it's best to keep them separate.
Okay,
The Ribbon of Hope, the park's gonna take care of it, but you're gonna need flowers there annually, so that's gonna have to come from somewhere, and you're gonna need those bulbs. We went through 4 bulbs on that thing. Hopefully these are a lot better, but, I mean, they were expensive too.
With $300 and some in there, that's what the balance you're talking about,
Yeah,
and then you probably dry that up in a year or two and close the account anyway
This
by the
spring.
time you.
Yeah, we sold one
By the
brick,
time you
I
put
think.
flowers in and, you know.
Yeah, recently we've sold one brick for $130, so there might be $430 in there total for the year. Yeah, we can leave it alone.
You
Think
could
about
probably
it.
dry it up in the spring anyway with
Yeah, it's just one
flowers.
more account that you have to reconcile every month.
Right.
All right.
yeah, we'll leave
alone.
it status
Leave it alone.
quo. Sounds good.
We took it under advisement.
Trustee Whalen?
Okay, all employees trained on the fire extinguisher use. I'm sure we got that done and,
Yeah, there was 18 village employees were trained on it, and
okay.
it was, I forgot when we just did that, but yeah, there was 18 total that went through the training.
Was that done by the fire department or the fire?
No, it was the insurance.
Okay,
That's count.
Yeah.
all right. And that's part of our insurance carrier's request, so, okay,
It was free.
That's it?
that's it.
Planning, building, and zoning committee, trustee Mazur.
Okay, the building department monthly report is enclosed for your review, and the next planning and zoning commission meeting is scheduled for Thursday, January 24th. Actual planning will now begin as the new comprehensive plan begins to take shape. That is all I have.
Thanks. Public safety committee, back to trustee Little.
Okay, police department monthly report is enclosed, the EMA monthly report is enclosed. Also, the code enforcement monthly report is also enclosed. Status of the full-time officer eligibility list. The written exam and physical agility test were conducted on 12 applicants on Sunday, October 21st. 10 applicants passed the physical agility test and had a valid, had a test of a valid power card and sat for the written exam. Of these 10, 8 passed the exam and now are eligible for the interviews, which are currently being conducted. We had 4 last week, last Monday, and we have 4 tomorrow night. So that will conclude our oral interviews at that point, and I guess it goes to the next step.
Well, your commission will then rank those 8, I assume.
Right. And that ends my report.
Public Works Committee, trustee Ford.
Water Department monthly report is enclosed for review, along with the Sewer Department monthly report. Status of the Oak Park Water Main project. I know that they just started on it last week, but they're cranking it out.
Yeah, they already got pipe in and stuff and everything. They were putting in one of the valves right in front of the hydrant today, because we had to run a P-box over there. But yeah, they already have pipe pulled and everything. And they're, I think, getting ready to energize it and get it all ready to, basically, they're almost done. I mean, those guys went fast.
And it's a clean job site.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I drove through it today, it's,
Real fast.
yeah. Beecher wastewater treatment plant, rehab project update. Bob, you got anything from that
Yeah,
meeting?
we have a couple of change orders to consider later on in the agenda here, but we had our project meeting, status meeting last Tuesday. They're really getting ready to crank on equipment. The buildings, the actual cement that had to be poured for winter has been poured. They're waiting, all the shop drawings have been approved by the engineer, and now they're waiting for this big equipment to be delivered, like the belt press. The new diesel pump at the grade school is supposed to be installed on December 26th. Then that pump will go to the sewer plant and replace the old 6-inch, and then that 6-inch will be a standby. Then we'll have enough pumping capacity, so when we're doing work at the plant and we get the flooding rain, we'll be able to deal with it. So I've been pushing on them to get those diesels in before we start taking electric pumps out of service. We have one 4-inch pump right now that I was told today was put back into active service in the wet wells. We have 3 pumps at work, although that pump is very marginal, so we got it in the 3rd position to run. Other than that, the project is probably 30 days behind schedule, and that's because of ordering equipment and the weather. But I'm not panicking because we're already operating under our new permit, and the longer that project takes, that gives me longer to repay the loan. So we're using loan money to pay the contractor, and we won't start paying on the loan until we close on the job. And once the job is closed, that sets your debt schedule. So that's where we're at.
Status of leaf and brush collection program suspended by the early arrival of winter. So the 14th will be the last day for leaf pickup, and then the 17th will be of December will be the last day of brush pickup. Consider bids for the sale of surplus public works equipment. Bids were opened on Thursday. The results are enclosed for your review. Superintendent made some recommendations. I agree with them. Out of the 5 pieces of equipment, he's recommending that the F800, we sell that. The 1990 GMC dump, we sell that. And the skid steer plow, that we sell that. He's recommending that we not sell the 1991 stake bed or the 2005 Impala, just from the bids being so low. There's an auction coming up, and he feels that we could possibly do better at the auction, letting them go there. With the price offers that we got there, even if we didn't necessarily do a ton better or anything at the auction, I think it'd be kind of a good experience for them to see too and know what our options are moving forward as we do this. This has typically been the standard practice that we've always done is done it like this with the closed bids, and it just seems that the bid amounts on some of these are just so low that you never know with an auction, but let's with these 2 the prices are so low, he's recommending that we give it a shot, send those 2 to auction and sell the 3. So, off of the superintendent's recommendation, I will make a motion that we sell the 1998 Ford F800, and the 1990 GMC dump, and the skid steer plow to the highest bidders on those 3 pieces of equipment.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
Second on the motion, any question? Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Caprows,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Hazel,
Yeah.
Ozark.
Yes.
Last item, consider change orders in the amount of $8,155.22 for surge protection on equipment, on certain equipment, and $408 for the installation of a jacket heater on the ATS to IHC sewer plant project. These change orders were the result of review of shop drawings and recommended changes to specs, and are to be expected from time to time. It's part of that contingency, the 10% contingency that we have set up there for this stuff. So I guess I just had the one question. This is still kind of part of this last change order that we made, correct?
That's correct.
So,
When they decided to move the ATS outside, now they decided they better put a heater in it.
okay.
And that was the 408 and the 8100 was surge protection on all equipment, not just certain pieces, but all. Since we're going with the extended warranty, this is also recommended that we put the surge on. So that's fine. I don't have any problem with these.
Right, so both of these would go to IHC. Do I need to do these as two separate ones, or combine it
You
into
can
one
combine
single
both.
amount?
One motion, and then what we'll do is, this gives the mayor the authority, or me, to sign the actual change order, which we submit to the IEPA. We're gonna do all three, the 29, the 8, and the 4 as one change order. to
Can I do this as one amount then?
You can do one motion, yes.
Okay, one amount, single amount, correct. Okay, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to accept, the change orders in the amount of $8,563 to IHC for the wastewater treatment plant,
22 cents.
and 22 cents, I'm sorry.
Second.
Motion on the floor, and there is a second. Any questions? Roll call.
Zurich,
Yes.
Basil.
Yes.
Whalen.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Economic Development and Community Relations Committee, trustee Meyer.
We have the presentation with our guest speaker on November 28th at Faith Church. There were about 75 people from the community that showed up. Mostly positive reviews. I only heard one somewhat negative comment. Outside of that, everybody was extremely positive about it. I thought it was a great event that he did. Anybody else have any comments? I think most of you were there.
Get several positive comments as well.
Yep, quite a few. Yep. And outside of that, we have quiet zone update.
We just received a report from the engineer from the meeting that we had. We haven't had time to read it yet, so as soon as we send it out to you guys, take a look at it.
That is my report.
I'd like to have someone entertain a motion to support my appointment of Nelson Collins to the Beecher 4th of July Commission.
I'll make a motion.
Is the motion made? Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, just some comments. Marcy has decided to move over to the treasurer, which left a vacancy in the, not treasurer,
Secretary.
secretary, sorry, which left a vacancy in the, for the treasurer's portion of it. He was willing to come back and help us out for a little while. Any other comments, questions? Roll call.
Meyer.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Whalen.
Yes.
Basil.
Yes.
Zurich.
Yes.
Just a reminder, this is our only meeting for the month of December, December 24th. We will not have a meeting. I would ask that we entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss the acquisition of land.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session to discuss land acquisition.
Is the motion made? Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second. Any questions? Roll call.
Zurich.
Yes.
Basil.
Yes.
Whalen.
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
And you two can stay if you want.
If you want.
You don't have to leave.